So I had the privilege of being the coordinator of the Family Violence Integration Project, which was an innovative project working around the Ringwood Magistrates Court with the court and partnership agencies in improving the legal and support response for victims of family violence. So the project was informed by consultation. It was consultation with the services in the region and with victims of family violence accessing the court. And I think the main issues that did come up was safety concerns for victims and a lack of integration of support services, so where victim support needs were falling through the gaps.
Generally the whole experience for women coming to court applying for intervention orders it's a daunting one. They're very anxious, they're nervous, they don't understand the system, they don't know how it all works and what support services are available.
The Legal Centre saw through our work with the Eastern Domestic Violence Service that women were not feeling safe in their homes in the Eastern region. There was a lot of family violence happening. We didn't see those women come down to the intervention order list at our local court in Ringwood, and we knew the reason for this was because women didn't feel that the court system was safe.
What we could also see from a service level was that partnership organisations were not working well together, mostly because they didn't understand each other's roles and how they could work better together.
We had a very fragmented service system for women and children. We didn't know when we would get referrals. Sometimes our staff would actually be in the waiting room going around and basically touting. So they would be saying to women, are you here for an intervention order, which most of them were in that bottom part of the court. Do you know the process? Do you know there's support services? Do you know that there's a legal service? There's a radical difference now. There's a coordination meeting and it's attended by a whole range of services. So the victims of crime, the mental health worker, the police prosecutors, the court registrars, our workers, the Aboriginal service, Willam Healing Service. For a while there we had the men's workers, the legal services, like the whole meeting's there, and it's just a brief meeting. But agencies know who's in the court, what their roles are, what's going to happen.
The breadth that our education and training sessions have been able to reach, and I think it's over 400 workers have attended the Intervention Order Support Service information and training sessions, who have learnt about the process, who are then able to empower their clients to access the service and support their clients through the process better.
One of the other standout features I think of the partnership has been the protected person space out at Ringwood. That doesn't exist in any of the other courts. It's a dedicated space where women can wait with privacy and away from the intimidation of the other party, and it gives other services the opportunity to go in there and support them, and that to me is a real standout feature.
So when I first started the project, a lot of it was just sitting at the court and observing, and what I would see in the main waiting area is victims sitting at court who would then have the perpetrator come and sit next to them, either apologising profusely and trying to convince them not to go through with the order, or intimidating them so that they would get scared and get up and leave. What I would also see is victims sitting there for quite a while before any of the services had spoken to them, that would increasingly become distressed and upset, who would then walk out of court before their intervention order matter had been heard. It was also interesting, in initial consultation, most victims said that they would never recommend for a friend or a family member to come to court unless they really needed to or wanted it noted down that they might be in danger. But speaking to people later on, they'd been informed that the protected person space existed at court, and that was one of the reasons that they decided they were able to access the court. Engaging Aboriginal community and feeling more comfortable and confident in accessing the court has been an absolute privilege, in knowing that we've improved the support and services around the court enough to encourage some of our most disadvantaged community to follow up their legal options.
So the opportunity to be involved in the Family Violence Integration Project was really important for us, because for a long time we were trying to find ways to engage with the court, the local court, I guess to raise the profile around Aboriginal people being able to access the court in a positive way that would be supportive of them. Trying to increase the community's feeling that they could actually access the court, whereas normally a place or an institution like court or police stations or somewhere that has an authority is very much seen to be inaccessible and almost, I can't say the word scary, but a place that normally we wouldn't go to. To be able to actually walk into a courtroom as a family violence worker from an Aboriginal organisation and be, I guess, understood, acknowledged, and also to have a magistrate say and refer to you and say, well, what is your opinion on this matter, is a great achievement for us as an Aboriginal organisation.
So I think the strength of the partnership has been the way they're able to respond to women with safety issues at court, the way each of the services are able to work together to identify that the safety issue actually exists, and then what each service is able to do to help increase the safety for that person, both whilst they're at court and then once they leave court. It means that the Family Violence Service will sit with her and work out a safety plan. It means that the police will most likely do a welfare check to make sure that she's arrived safely at home. It means that the victims of crime worker will look at changing the locks or any immediate safety requirements that they can fund to try and make returning back to the home safe, or even looking at alternative arrangements if returning to the home is not something that she's able to do. I think the court and the magistrates have really been able to see the benefits to the court by having a range of partnership organisations working within the court to help support court users. I think the stress on court staff and the expectation of their skills to be able to manage victims who are distressed or perpetrators who are feeling angry is beyond what their capability should be. So having the partnership organisations working in that space to help in that area, I think, has definitely been a benefit to everybody involved.
We're really appreciative of the Legal Services Board. I just think that probably needs to be said. We'd been trying for some time to get funding for that project. We believed in it. We're very proud of it.